Quantum computing's bear case died in 2026. Three things ended it. Quantinuum demonstrated 94 logical qubits in March. Google's Willow chip crossed below threshold and got revalidated this year. And Honeywell quietly filed a confidential S-1 in September 2025 for its quantum subsidiary at a $10 billion valuation. The bear case died. 2 of 4 public pure plays still trade as if it didn't. Let's look at the universe. There are 2 camps reading the same tape. The bear case as it stood in 2024, quantum was decades away. Noisy intermediate-scale hardware only. Pure play price-to-sales ratios north of 30, north of 1,000 for some. Insiders sold $930 million over 5 years. Every breakthrough followed by a dilutive raise. Then what actually happened? Google Willow demonstrated below-threshold error correction in December 2024 and revalidated it in 2026. Quantinuum, the Honeywell trapped ion subsidiary, demonstrated 94 error-protected logical qubits in March 2026 using iceberg codes. Microsoft put a topological qubit processor in the field in February 2025. Quantinuum filed a confidential S-1 with the SEC in September 2025 at a $10 billion private valuation. And IonQ first quarter revenue grew 755% year-over-year on a $130 million full-year base. The bear case died. 2 of 4 public pure plays still trade as if it didn't. Here is what this series covers. Today, Video 1, we map the universe. 8 public pure plays across 5 modalities. Who re-rated, who didn't. What actually broke through on the technology side. The Quantinuum $10 billion S-1 catalyst. And the 4-name watch list. Coming next, Video 2 takes apart the modalities. Trapped ion versus superconducting versus photonic versus neutral atom versus topological. Which physics actually wins. Video 3 is a technical scan on the basket tape. Videos 4 through 7 are individual deep dives on Rigetti, D-Wave, Arcit, and Honeywell. Research opinion only, not investment advice. Do your own work. 8 public quantum pure plays. IonQ, the trapped ion leader and only name with serious commercial revenue. Rigetti, superconducting, the only U.S. public superconducting pure play. D-Wave, originally quantum annealing, now adding gate model capability. Quantum Computing Incorporated photonic and entropy approach. Arcit, which is quantum-safe encryption, not actually compute. 3 new public names listed in 2026. Inflection, the first public neutral atom name. Xanadu, photonic, and Horizon Quantum, software stack. We exclude Arcit from compute comparisons because the business is encryption. The 2026 tape is bifurcated. IonQ is up 16% year-to-date and 61% in the last 60 days. Quantum Computing Incorporated up 45% in the last 60 days, both re-rated. Then look at D-Wave, down 21% year-to-date. Rigetti down 19% year-to-date. Same sector, same news, same below-threshold validation. Different price action. Arcit, separately, is at roughly flat over 12 months but down 76% from its October peak. Distressed adjacent. The filter we are applying is simple, not run hot yet. That excludes IonQ and Quantum Computing Incorporated. It includes Rigetti, D-Wave, and Arcit. Today, by the way, is May 15th and the basket is down 6 to 9% on the day. Pullbacks help calibrate the filter. 6 megacaps run material quantum programs. Alphabet with the Willow chip superconducting. IBM with Nighthawk Loon and Kookaburra, superconducting plus quantum LDPC codes. Microsoft with Majorana 1 topological, the only company in production on that modality. Amazon with Bracket and the Ocelot Cat qubit chip. Honeywell, which owns about 54% of Quantinuum, the trapped ion megacap. And NVIDIA, with the NVQ-Link stack. Of these 6, only Honeywell has a confidential S-1 already filed on its quantum unit. That makes it the only megacap with a near-term spin catalyst. Why has the bear case stopped working? 2 reasons. The first is Google Willow. Quantum error correction was proposed in 1995. For 30 years the problem was always the same. Adding more qubits added more errors. The crossover point, where bigger error-correcting codes actually reduce the error rate instead of increasing it, is called threshold. In December 2024, Google's Willow chip crossed it. They scaled the surface code from distance 3, with 17 physical qubits, to distance 5, with 49 physical qubits. The logical error rate dropped 4% at 5 sigma confidence. They revalidated this with a Nature paper in February and March 2026. Below threshold means fault tolerance is now an engineering problem, not a physics problem. This is the moment the decades-away argument stopped working. The second reason, trapped ion caught up. In March 2026, Quantinuum, the Honeywell subsidiary, ran a computation using 94 error-detected logical qubits and 48 error-corrected qubits out of just 98 physical qubits. They used a code family called iceberg codes, which have tiny error check overhead. Logical gate error came in at roughly 1 in 10,000. Beyond break-even, meaning the encoded computation outperformed the same operation done on the physical hardware. Why this matters? Surface codes need hundreds of physical qubits per logical qubit. Iceberg gives you 2 physical per logical. That gap translates directly into commercial feasibility. Quantinuum is privately held, but Honeywell owns about 54%, and the S1 is already filed. Different physics, same conclusion. The bear case had 2 pillars. Both fell in 1 quarter. Per Modality Leaderboard, May 2026. Superconducting. Rigetti among public pure plays with Alphabet, IBM, and Amazon as the megacap leaders. Below threshold validated. Trapped ion. IonQ among public. Quantinuum via Honeywell as the megacap, with 94 logical qubits via iceberg code. Topological. No public pure play exists. Microsoft holds a sole monopoly position with Majorana 1. Neutral atom. Inflection among public with Pascal, Era, and Atom Computing private. 100 times overhead reduction announced this year. Photonic, Quantum Computing Incorporated, and Xanadu among public. Less mature than superconducting or trapped ion with a fault tolerance pitch. Annealing, D-Wave alone. And uniquely, it has a real commercial revenue book. 5 modalities, 3 with public pure play exposure, 1 with a megacap monopoly. On the private capital side, 3 names matter. Psi Quantum raised between $750 million and $1 billion at a roughly $7 billion valuation in September 2025. Photonic, with a silicon manufacturing thesis. Quantinuum raised $800 million at a $10 billion valuation in September 2025. Trapped ion, owned by Honeywell. And critically, they filed a confidential S1 with the SEC in the same month. IQM, the Finnish superconducting company, raised $360 million at a $1 billion valuation. Era is Alphabet-backed but hasn't disclosed recent rounds. If Quantinuum lists at $10 billion or higher, it anchors valuations across the entire basket. And it creates the cleanest trapped ion pure play in public markets. IonQ currently has the trapped ion public market to itself. That ends on Quantinuum's IPO day. Here is the math on Honeywell. Honeywell market cap, roughly $140 billion. They own approximately 54% of Quantinuum. Quantinuum's most recent private valuation, $10 billion. That gives Honeywell an implied quantum stake of about $5.4 billion. So roughly 4% of Honeywell's market cap is quantum. Why this matters? Honeywell sells aerospace, refining, and automation systems, a real diversified industrial business. The quantum exposure is a free option on top. The confidential S1 means the timing of any listing is not announced. Could be 2 months, could be 12. But if Quantinuum lists above $10 billion, Honeywell's stake re-rates immediately, and there is no equivalent way to buy this exposure in size today. The risk, the spin timeline is unknowable. Confidential S1 filings can sit for a long time. That brings us to the 4-name watch list. Each gets its own deep dive video. Number 1, Rigetti, the only U.S. public superconducting pure play. Main risk, $350 million of at-the-market equity issuance overhang from 2025. Number 2, D-Wave. the only public quantum company with a real commercial revenue book. Main risk: the long-running debate about whether quantum annealing is relevant once gate model fault tolerance arrives. Number 3. Arqit, quantum-safe encryption riding the NIST post-quantum cryptography mandate. Main risk: tiny revenue and persistent execution skepticism. Number 4. Honeywell, pre-quantum spin exposure. Main risk: the spin timeline is unknowable. Filter applied. IonQ and quantum computing incorporated excluded for being run hot. Inflection, Xanadu, and Horizon Quantum excluded because their public trading history is too thin to size positions in. Watch list, not buy recommendations. Sizing and entry decisions are yours. 4 things to watch. 1. Quantinuum's S1 made public. That anchors basket valuations and validates the Honeywell adjacency thesis. 2. Rigetti second quarter 2026 earnings in August or September. That tests Cepheus 1 commercial uptake against the dilution overhang. 3. D-Wave's booking-to-revenue convergence. Q1 2026 bookings were up 2,000% year-over-year. When does revenue actually catch up to bookings? 4. NIST post-quantum cryptography adoption deadlines. The harvest now decrypt later argument is the structural tailwind for Arqit. When it gets airtime, Arqit moves. That is the market overview. Research opinion only, not investment advice. Do your own work. Next, Video 2 Modalities Deep Dive, Cortical Flow.